All right. Good evening, elite coaches. I'm here with Jeremy Press. For those who don't know Jeremy, if you're new, he's a 18U coach of the national team with Tony, and he also runs all the apparel through Destination Athlete, which is a company he owns with his wife Julie. And he does all of our elite stuff, uniforms, spirit wear, all that good stuff, equipment. So we want to go over and get some information to you guys. I know a lot of you are forming your teams, have some tryouts, getting ready to order. And by way of reminder, everyone knows that last year we announced our merger, me and Tony, and we gave everyone a year to kind of get on the same page with uniforms, but we are now turning the corner on 2026, which is the date that we all are going to get back on one set of uniforms. So most people know that, but just as a reminder that we have all the old sets we've had in North Carolina and South Carolina go away, and we have one consistent set across all teams, 8U to 18U, regional to national, are all going to look the same. So that is going to start, which means you're all going to be ordering stuff. So I wanted to get with Jeremy and do a little video tutorial to give you some information that'll help you guys as you plan to order, what to expect, etc. So with that, I got some questions for Jeremy, and he's probably got some other information to add to it. But I just start out by saying, Jeremy, I don't know, we talked about, we have a lot of teams. So a lot of them are new, a lot of them are, well, I would say more than probably 60, 70% are probably going to be ordering the new stuff. So what's the best way to engage with you going forward as far as ordering stuff or if they have questions about their orders?
So the best way right now, we'll do email. Email me. I think both of our emails are in there, mine or Julie's email. So Jeremy Press at destinationathlete.com or Julie Press at destinationathlete.com. Do both of those. Your best way to do that would be send both of us. You can either do me, CC Julie, or do Julie, CC me. That'll be the best way, I would say, for communication for us, one of us to get back to you pretty quick.
Cool. And once they do kind of place their orders and all that, what can they expect communication wise as far as status and all that kind of stuff? Some of the stuff takes a little while from Mizuno, etc.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've got with my software company that runs the website. Uh Now what we've already done and what's going to continue to happen when you order, you will get an order confirmation email and check your spam if you don't see it on your normal email. And then we're going to add in is a email when the order sends out. You will get your own personal email that will have your order has shipped. Here's your tracking number. Everything we send out is UPS ground unless you have something in there that you specially want USPS. I don't really like to do USPS because they've lost a lot of stuff for us and we've had a lot of issues with them and they're slower. But so, and then after that, we're going to do 4 weeks. If it's been 4 weeks and you haven't seen anything, you're gonna have an automatic update or automatic email sent out that's gonna basically say what we're still waiting on, whether it be sublimated or embroidery. Most likely, if you have embroidery or sublimated, that's probably what you're gonna be waiting on. So you want to just we can go ahead and go into that. So basically, you put in the order, you'll get your order confirmation right away. Check your spam if you don't see it. If you just got t-shirts and hoodies, that basic spirit wear with just a logo on it, you're looking at probably 2 weeks. The normal jersey, our in-house jersey, pants, socks, belts, about 3 weeks. Anything embroidery has been about 4 to 5 weeks right now. Trying to streamline that down a little bit. And then Mizuno, as most of y'all know, 6 to 8 weeks. Especially when we get into February through June. Count on more towards that 8 weeks. Um, so anything out after that, probably the embroidery sublimated, you're looking at probably 4 to 8, and we'll send that email out updating you on that. Everything else should be within 3 weeks and less.
Tell folks about how you kind of batch the orders and when they go out and all that kind of stuff, so they know what.
So, okay, yeah, all orders are batched on Sunday, 10 p.m. We put the orders out on Monday. So if you order on Monday, that say that 2 weeks or 3 weeks for uniforms is going to be you put that order in on Monday. It's not going to start until that following Monday or that Sunday night is when it'll get batched. So that's when that 3 weeks, that 2 weeks, that 4 weeks, that 6 to 8 weeks will start. So it's best to try to get your orders in at least before Sunday at 10 p.m. And I mean, if there's a dire emergency, I don't mind sending us an email and we can, try to auto batch that in. but it's got to be emergency because we have starting to get a lot of teams to where it's going to be hard to be able to keep doing that. But yeah, it should be Sunday night, 10 o'clock. Anytime before that, be your best bet to get it in.
Yeah, no point in getting it on a Monday or Tuesday. So
No, yeah.
over the weekend before Sunday at 10.
Hmm.
All right, everyone's favorite topic. I know we have a lot of teams that want to get sizing kits. Kind of talk about like the status of that and then kind of our approach and how we're going to do that going forward.
Okay. Well, we are waiting on the Mizuno ones, obviously, still. Everything else is in. As soon as we get those Mizunos, I'm hoping they'll be here sometime next week. We were kind of estimating this week, but again, that's Mizuno, and that's another thing to touch on real quick. I have no way of getting an update on Mizuno. I can call them, I can message them, I can email them, and they'll just say it's in production. I can at least go in there and look and see if it is in production or status.
Mhm.
It'll say in production or ordered. It tells me at least something. But other than that, I don't see anything. So those come in. We'll have correct. Let's see, 4 kits that we'll distribute out between the different locations in North Carolina, and then we got 2 in South Carolina, lower and upper.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Looks like we'll have John Ward in Central North Carolina, Jessica Ball in Eastern North Carolina, Ben Owens in Lower South Carolina, and myself in the Upstate.
Yep.
Uh, wasn't there a let's see if am I missing one? Wasn't there 3 in North Carolina?
No,
No.
no, there's two.
Okay, gotcha. So hopefully we'll have those here soon. Um, if you're closest to that Central North Carolina, you'll get with John Ward. Um, and then you'll be responsible for paying that shipping to get them shipped out. Usually for that size box, it's probably going to be about $10 to $12 shipping for that UPS ground. Unless you live out in the boonies, they'll charge a little more. Um, so the next coach who wants it will be responsible for getting it from them, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
Uh, I think that's it for that.
Yeah,
But hopefully we'll have those in soon.
yeah, I've done it in the past and not it always got lost. Like I didn't know who had it. So we're definitely gonna keep track of who has it.
Oh yeah. So we'll have a. I just put one together for one of our coaches that was just trying to. They needed it really really fast. I kind of just got what I had and then sent it out. So we'll put a sheet in there that'll have basically a checked off portion that shows everything is in there.
Mhm.
And then when y'all get it, when you're about to make sure, first of all, that it's not after practice when they're all dirty. Try to keep them as clean as possible. And then when you send them back, just go through that checklist and check everything that's in there, and then sign it at the bottom just to make sure, hey, everything's in there. I'm good to go. You didn't accidentally take one, or one of the girls didn't accidentally put one in their bag or something like that. We will keep that paper in there going. When you're done with it and you send it to another coach, I'm trying to figure out how we can do that. Maybe we can put another line at the bottom so they can check it and then just check off the same things. Or
Something on the website under our elite gear page where I just like kit 1, 2, 3, 4, who has it, and I'll just keep a list of who's next, so they can kind of see who's kind of next in order. And
okay,
last
yeah,
person, last person's got to get it back to whoever has the originals, the
yeah,
the board of director people that have them, just to make sure they get it back. So
okay, that'll be good.
my
Yeah,
my history showed that they always get lost, and no one knows who had them, and then it's like they're not cheap to put together. So we have 4 of them going around. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
Once they come in, we'll get them to the 4 folks, and you'll have one of them, the other 3 folks, and then we'll put word out, and then we'll let the floodgates open as far as who gets them first. And again, the younger teams should get priority, is because they're going to be playing in, they'll start
Yeah.
playing in February, early March. If you're an older team, I know you're anxious to get your stuff ordered, and I understand, but I understand the younger teams might get priority over you because you're not playing until May or June. But we'll do the best we can to get them out to everybody as fast as we can. All right. Yeah, I have some teams, and we talked about this earlier. I have some teams already asking me the best way for them to get their team page, so to speak, set up on the website, where they can go to the Destination Athlete site and it shows their specific uniform package so parents can order or whatever. What's the best way for them to do that?
Oh, you can send an email, but for me, it's easier if you text me. And some of the coaches I don't know, if you text me, just tell me your name so I can save your name in my phone, especially just for future instances. But if you just text me, you can screenshot everything you want, or you can just type it out and say Elite Jersey the Mizuno pants, women's belted pant, socks, the striped socks or whatever. You can kind of text it out that way. And I can pop that out on the team store. And just remember that that is on the same team store, so they can get all their they can buy their package in there, and then if they want to add in extra pair of socks or something like that, just get that a la carte and or add in an extra jersey. Some people do that. I would suggest that coaches also add 3 to 4 extra jerseys just for pickups. We usually keep 4 or 5 especially the jerseys. Pants aren't that big a deal if it's just a quick pickup, but I'll keep some pants and maybe some socks. Socks rip easy too, with some of the girls sliding and all. But I think I would say text me. If you don't, the best way probably is just to text me so I can save your number and then we can keep that going. It shouldn't take me but a few days, and if for some reason you hadn't heard from me or hadn't seen it on the website, just send me another just reminder text and I'll pop that out for you.
Yeah, and that's a good point about the extra uniforms. I've always had just went and ordered extra small, medium, and large set, complete set.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more. You build it into your team feed or something, so you're not, but
That's what building in team fees. Yep.
you'll use them all the time for pickups, and it's hard. Otherwise, you're asking people, other teams with similar stuff to borrow or wearing whatever. So if you can afford to get a couple extras, that's best practice, really. All right, what else do I got? I have also the helmet decals. So if there's any way we can get those, can we get those on the website? Because I know there's some people already have their helmets. They're just looking for new decals. So if they just want the decals, can that get ordered online?
Yes. We will add those. We'll get those added to the website. Right now, we just have those 2 colors, and I think that's perfectly
Yeah.
good. And then just remember that I think about every 2 years, Mizuno changes things. They just did it with the bat bags. Just a quick add on that the new bat bags just came out. They're available as of yesterday. Those will be added on the website hopefully here in the next hour. After this, I'm gonna pop them on there. But helmet decals, I'll get those on there where you can order them separate. They're nice, thick, quality
Right, with the
3D decals, so they're a little expensive, but and with the shipping and all, if you just get that, it could be a little expensive. Recommend getting those with an order, so you're not just paying shipping on that, but because it's still going to be probably $8 shipping on that, even though it's small.
Yep. Yeah, try to get all your team stuff together. I know if you have a onesie, twosie, new player, whatever, that's one thing. But to Jeremy's point, you're gonna spend more on shipping than you are the decal. So kind of. All right, good on that. Let's see. Talk about I'll ask you the question. It's a softball for me, probably. Do you have people been asking you to get logo files to put stuff to use for whatever they whatever they might want? Have you ever?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And obviously, my understanding, organizational understanding, that is not that is a no go. So they have to be everything's got to be approved. So maybe there is some random instance that there's some kind of fundraiser, and obviously, if it's approved within the board and the organization, I'll be glad to help out with that. But that is a no go, and that's just an organizational thing, and it kind of can trickle up to the national teams and help out with those things. But organizationally wise, it just looks bad too. I've seen, and I know you agree with me there. I've seen some bad stuff, and I'll let you add on to that though. I don't want to.
No, yeah, it gets out of control, especially the number of teams we have. The brand's important, and it is, it's trademark logo, so we really don't want it out there. People with their own Cricut machines and doing whatever you want to do. But like I said, we have a team store, we have uniforms, we have spirit wear, and it's important that everyone looks the same, even parents and friends and grandparents. The more we have people out there doing their own thing, it just looks watered down, and we don't show up consistently. So that applies to more than just the player. So I've seen it get out of control in my old world, so I don't want that to happen now with even more teams. So yeah, if you're currently using the logo for anything, I prefer you don't. And if I see lots of pictures on Facebook, I'm like, where did that come from? It looks hideous. So
Oh yeah.
we're trying to avoid that. So if you could help us keep control over how the logo is being used, that would be much appreciated.
Yes.
related to compliance around uniform orders, again, I've told everyone, everyone guys look the same. I give the analogy of my youngest daughter who did competitive cheer. Now you think softball is expensive. Competitive cheer is way more expensive. And I
Yes.
cannot imagine my youngest daughter just deciding that she was going to wear something different. Maybe she could find her little top, bedazzled top cheaper somewhere else, and it looks different than everybody else on the stage. So same analogy applies here. We don't want people doing their own thing. Yes, can you find something cheaper at Dick's, a pair of white pants? Absolutely you can, but that's not, we're trying to all look the same, and we have a store, we have a brand. So when I see pictures of people like, wearing different pants, I know it's not our pants because they don't have piping on them. So if they don't have piping on them, I know they're not ours. It's just, you know, I know it's expensive, but we're not trying to look different. So again, everything needs to come be the same as everyone else. So don't if it's a pickup and you're in an emergency, you got to go to Dick's and get someone pants, fine. But like as a strategy, don't think I'm going to order the shirts from Jeremy, but then I'm going to go to Dick's and buy white pants. Well, white pants aren't the standard. You got white pants with piping,
Yeah.
so it sticks out.
Or order the helmet and put the window sticker on the helmet. I've seen a lot of that.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to be harsh about it, but like if you want to, it's expensive, but if you want to do your own thing, you can go start your own team with some other organization or start your own team. Sally's Pink Rainbows, whatever you want to do. But not, we want to be consistent here. I don't know many organizations where you're allowed to just buy what you want offline. So let's try to be consistent there. I think what else I had on that. Oh, now what I asked Jeremy and Julie to do is I put a spreadsheet together. So they have a list of all of our teams, like 8U, 18U, all the new ones, etc. And I just asked them to kind of keep general track of like, has this team ordered pants, jerseys, socks, belt, just so I know, like, has everyone ordered their stuff yet? And if I see like a team that's never ordered socks, belts, pants, I'm gonna give you a call and see kind of where you're getting your stuff. So that's just not me. I just want to make sure we're all complying, and hopefully it's not an issue. But I have asked them to kind of track just kind of what everyone's ordering, so I can see that everyone has ordered the new stuff that we have. So you can complain about me, but that's something I asked them to do, compliance wise. What else do I got? I think that's generally it. Did I miss anything important? Anything you want to add to?
Let's say for the team starting to play here soon, February, March. If you're not getting sublimated, I would probably try to get those in. If you're playing late February, try to have those in by say middle of January. If you're getting sublimated, I would suggest probably doing that separate, not putting those in your package. Have the package separate, and then say, hey, go ahead and order your sublimated separate. That way, it's not holding it up. Because that's another issue that I'll get, phone calls or messages asking them to update. Well, they have sublimated uniforms. And a lot of times we have been nice, especially if they were calling and they were really, really nice to us. We've helped them out and went ahead and shipped it separate. But we can't do that every single time because, it's a lot of shipping. And even if they pay the shipping, it's still just a lot of stuff going on and we don't want to lose anything. Everything needs to be ordered online. When I get emails or texts, they're easy to get missed for orders. And it kind of messes up the process and it's easy for stuff to get missed or lost. I have in the past brought stuff to tournaments because I'm part of the Oregon I coach and we have a team there. I don't mind if I'm going to be at the same tournament. I don't mind bringing a couple pair of socks or something like that. But when I have to bring a bunch of orders, it's really easy. It's happened before where I give the boxes out of a bunch of orders and then all of a sudden I get a parent calling me and saying I'm missing a pair of socks and we have it checked off. And then I've had it happen with that. They call me back 10 minutes later. Oh, we found them. Somebody else grabbed them. So really try to keep this organized. Everything's ordered online, through the website. It keeps it easy. It's going to be the fastest way. It's not any faster calling me and texting me or emailing. It's the same way. It's just going to be the same. It's not, I know some people think it's faster, but it's really not. UPS ground is really pretty good. We haven't had a lot of issues, maybe one or two here in the past 3, maybe 6 months, where they lose something. But yeah, let's try to keep that. And I would say just really, prepare and be proactive on when you order especially sublimated stuff coming up in the spring. Um, I think that's it. If you can think of anything else.
Just to piggyback on your Mizuno thing, I've had Mizuno for years, even before we kind of merged with Tony and all that. And there's always issues coming out of the gate because volleyball takes a huge priority for them to get slammed.
Yeah.
Jeremy's point, it happens like January, February, March, April, spring. So, and now, and Mizuno, their warehouse, their production facilities closes for the entire month of December. They take like the whole month of December off. They do nothing. So you can imagine the queue is getting pretty big. So, definitely get yours in if you're doing sublimated, once you get size and you're comfortable. Because you talk about the sizing thing too with the Mizuno.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Why it's important to have the sizing kit and do all that.
Yes. So the main thing is if you have that sizing kit and they gave us those pants, that's why we're waiting to get the exact same ones. Y'all size those pants and you get a pant in and it's happened maybe 3 or 4 times over the past year where all you get a pant in and you say I sized it and I know you sized it and it's got a pant leg. We had one the pant leg was kind of here and one was a little bit longer. And I mean they took care of that one pretty quick and they actually rushed that. That's the only times they will rush those. But if you size those pants and then you get them in and for some reason they don't fit, they have told me that they can be within plus or minus a quarter of an inch off width and length. So if you size them and they're way off, they didn't fit the same as those. We have ammo to go to Mizuno and say they size these things. I'll hold them up. You can send a picture. We'll hold them up if we have to the sizing kit pair or measure it. I'll go measure take measure out. We'll measure it, and then we have ammo to send back to the Mizuno to get those things corrected. And they will correct them, and then we can keep those. You can keep those pants and wear them for practice, or a pickup. They just might have one leg a little longer than others, but so pickup. So, but yeah, it's important to get those sized because they're different than the belted pants.
Mhm.
It's a little different material. My 18s love those. They like the fit of them and the material, but they do fit a little different. Even in the women's belted, sometimes this past season, I realized that it seemed like the white pants were a little smaller than the rest of them, which wasn't too much of an issue, but I did notice that. And that could be that quarter of an inch, could be an eighth of an inch, but um, just kind of, it happens with the uniform world and apparel. I think I heard some teams put them in fabric softener or something like that and wash them and they were fine. But I would say definitely size those things so we have ammo, and then we're not trying to figure out something else.
Yeah.
Uh,
The sizing kits have youth sizes.
yeah, it's going to have youth, I think, I want to say youth small through youth extra large, and then adult small, maybe adult extra small. I'm talking about in Mizuno for sure, up to double or triple, maybe triple X. I don't know if they do more than triple X. I think we had that issue one time. But I do have a really good seamstress lady that she does all the piping too. If anybody has any issues with maybe some small issues, some people are just built a little different. I don't mind, and she don't mind sending those in before they even go out. Maybe if you have I would say after you get those and there's something weird, and it's not Mizuno's fault, but you want to get some adjustments, then we do have somebody in-house that we can get those done, and she's pretty reasonably priced. So I think that's probably what I would do anyway.
You reminded me of another question I had that a few coaches have asked me. The ones who are coming over they already have their stuff or they already have some stuff. Let's say they have the white pants that aren't piped, and we've been asked, can we pipe them?
Oh yeah.
And, the answer is yes, but I would, encourage you to think about it because by the time you pay the cost of getting them piped and the labor to get them piped and then shipping them to you, I mean, I'm not going to put a number on it, Jeremy would know, but it's like, it's going to, you might want to think about it, but you need to they need to have piping on them, but you need to consider maybe it might be better just to get new ones. Your call.
Yeah, it's probably going to cost about $15 plus the piping costs. I would say about 18 total for piping, and then I think that's the roundabout number, and then shipping. So you're already another $8 probably for UPS ground anyway. So Mizuno pants are 50 something, $55. I think they are on even Amazon. I think our pants are at 52 with piping. So, and if you go out there and get some Champro pants or something like that, I mean, it's not, first of all, that piping is not, she she's piped some pants for me for another organization, and they want a Champro. Terrible pant to pipe. So it's going to be an issue with bunches. It doesn't work. That fabric, something's different. It's cheaper fabric. So we'll be able to tell. I mean, and you'll be able to tell, and you're not going to like it. But I would recommend getting the pants that we have on the website. It's going to be cheaper than getting your own and having to pipe them.
Yeah.
Um,
Especially if they're
so
gonna get new ones, and they'll be standard like everyone else's. So
yeah, correct.
I'm going to answer yes. They can get them piped. Just think about the cost to get them versus go ahead and get the new ones.
Yeah. Oh, add on that. To add on that. If for some reason there's some, because it happens, stuff happens with seams, embroidery and all, or the needles in the machine. If we've had a couple over the past couple of years that may have come loose or whatever, and I can see you just ordered, so we'll cover shipping, get them shipped back, and then she'll knock them, fix them up, and we'll send them back out. But say you do have them for months and your slide it rips the seam, rips the piping off for some reason. We haven't had that issue yet, but if it happens, we can send those back and then we'll get them piped. It'll be we'll try to get that because I'm part of the org. I'll make sure we get a good discount on that because you've already complied. You've got the pants. We'll get them and fix them up instead of having to buy brand new ones just from the piping ripping off for a hard slide in some of these hard dirt fields that we're playing on.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I think I don't have anything else. I wanted to do this because I know we're gonna have a coaches call, org call, like in mid-January, but I knew with everyone getting ready to order stuff, I wanted to get this information out sooner than that. We certainly can follow up on that meeting next month too, but just wanted you guys to have the most current information to help you guys as you're getting ready to order and get to know who Jeremy is and the process. And again, we have a bunch of teams, a bunch of new teams, so I want to make sure it's goes as seamless as we can. It's never going to be perfect, but I just want to make sure you have all the information. So hopefully you get something out of this. You can use it as a reference. You got contact information, you got process information, and any questions, you can reach out to Jeremy. Awesome.
Good. Thanks.